The problem I see in the United States is a serious drop in the quality of debate in the country, not just politically, but in the entire social identity. Here's an explanation of how I'm going to attempt and probably fail at fixing it with a YouTube channel. I will provide both controversial and non controversial, well thought out debate on this channel. The channel will consist of one on one debates, with no debater having less than a week to prepare for the debate, rather than the debaters trying to argue an issue that they've had 15 minutes to process, like you see on cable news. As I have no friends, let alone a friend who loves playing devil's advocate like I do, I will open the channel with a completely scripted debate. I will add debates that are scripted for portions, but the responses will be ad libbed, making for gaffes, which I hope will add fun and entertainment. Eventually, I hope to find someone who dearly loves playing devil's advocate, and the debaters will find themselves in positions where their arguments fall apart. It goes without saying that I will not allow any debate I observe to see the light of day if it is abusive, promotes hatred, or suggests that violence is in any way an acceptable behavior. The sample debate I provide in this video will be between two of my personalities, the pirate Straw Hat Grant and Jay. The hat will tell you who is addressing the audience. If the hat is on, then you are hearing from Grant, and if the hat is off, then you are hearing from Jay. The debate topic will be, can Jay increase the quality of debate in this country by creating a YouTube channel and filling it with high quality debate? In this instance, Jay will make his initial argument, so without further ado, I will let Jay start. Here are the things that I think are wrong with debate in this country. People who are observing a debate make their decision before the debate rather than after. No one seems to take the time to do research before the debate, and instead they start debating without much thought either way. There is usually a hidden agenda to the debate that we see because our debates aren't about discussing the topic, and instead they are about placating their viewers or constituents. Many of our debates we watch are amongst five people who already agree on the subject, or even worse, they allow one dissenting opinion against four, giving one side four times as much time, which isn't fair at all. I believe I can create a YouTube channel where these issues don't exist. To achieve this, my channel will always have to provide one on one debate. Each debater must be given 10 days to research the topic before the debate starts. Both debaters will be allotted the exact same amount of time. There will be no agenda like getting voted into office or obtaining viewers because of the fair representation of both sides. There will be two types of debate on this channel rather than one, which will be key to making this channel capable of providing good debate. That should be held up as an example to all on how to generate good debate instead of the abysmal stuff that we are forced to consume today. Now it's Grant's turn to speak. Many people have tried to elevate the quality of debate in humanity, and yet few have actually done it. The channel that Jay creates will have to be able to overcome the problems that all places of debate have run into. No one wants to be proven wrong, and so often people use whatever tactics necessary to win rather than sticking to respectable debate tactics. If the debate involves a topic that they find offensive, then the offended will try to prevent the opponent's idea from ever seeing the light of day. There is no such thing as a fair environment that houses debate because debaters are never of equal intelligence. People want to see people they disagree with made to look stupid and are not actually interested in assessing both sides and making a determination if they need to change their position. Basically, human nature doesn't allow for true freedom of debate because ideas can be really dangerous, and people fear dangerous ideas to the point of being willing to sacrifice all moral decency if necessary to shut down some of the ideas that are sometimes presented during a really good debate. Jay is attempting a noble thing, but it won't be different than other attempts at increasing debate because it will be unable to overcome the same issues that have prevented everyone else from doing it. Up, it's still Grant, but now it's his main argument. My main argument against this attempt at free debate is that it is against human nature to not try to silence any idea that is contrary to your own beliefs. The more well thought out and presented that it is, then the more dangerous it is to the opposing point of view. If you try to make examples of good debate, then you have to present ideas that are contrary to a viewer's beliefs. The natural progression for someone observing a debate with a really well presented argument that is contrary to their beliefs is to try and prevent that argument from ever seeing the light of day. This will lead to the channel being boycotted or people trying to get the idea thrown out. It is impossible to present two sides of a debate that actually matters in a way that doesn't set someone on a warpath. The thing that prevents people from objectively watching debate is fear. Say we are debating if the United States should go to war with Canada, and someone makes a really good argument for it. The people who fear the idea of going to war with one of our best friends would immediately try to shut down the debate and silence it. Good debate creates enemies, and all the places trying to create a place for good debate always wind up having to decide whether to whitewash their debate or close their doors because they are not strong enough to overcome the fear in humanity. All right, now Jay gets to rebut that argument for 1 minute. I don't really much care if the debates I present actually matter. Granted, my channel will have debates that matter, they will be in the minority. The goal is to build a channel with countless examples of good debate, but the topics do not have to be controversial. I want both sides of the debate arguing their points in ways that their ideas are considered indisputably good. Trying to destroy other ideas because yours isn't good enough to stand against the opponent's argument is bad debate. During the creation of my channel, I will have the ability to make sure that it doesn't matter which side of the debate you are on, you will be cheering for a moral and ethical debater. People who fear ideas different than their own really are the biggest threat to free speech, which is why I think giving in to their attempts at controlling free speech isn't my idea of a viable solution for the problem of people trying to shut down the marketplace of ideas because they are afraid of contrary ideas. I think by only allowing debaters who use good and solid debate ethics, I will be able to generate great debate that won't instill fear regardless of which side of the debate that the observer is on. Still me, but now it's my main argument. My main argument for this being doable, even though many have tried and failed in the past, is that I have a couple things in mind that are slightly different from prior approaches. I will take great care in picking topics. Topics that actually matter will be tackled in responsible and ethical ways, but they are actually going to be a very small percentage of the debates that I offer. Most of the debates will fall into a different category, which I call fun debates. Fun debates are debates of so little importance that whether or not your side has the winning argument doesn't matter, because in the grand scheme of things, the debate itself matters very little. The next debate after the one that we are currently in will be who will win in a fight, Bugs Bunny or Superman? It is impossible to care how that debate ends, and yet it is entertaining and provides an excellent opportunity to give an example of debate given with integrity. I plan on avoiding people's fear by debating things that are impossible to fear. However, I must admit that I will have to hold some debates on topics that matter, and when that happens, using debaters who also possess integrity, even though they possess opposing viewpoints, should greatly reduce the amount of fear created by the debates that matter. Alright, now it's Grant's rebuttal to what Jay just said. If what you are showing humanity how to do is not applicable in real life situations, then how is it going to change humanity for the better? It is all well and good to say that all debate should be observed objectively and people can present ideas in less objectionable ways. However, you are suggesting that I could argue for the Holocaust being a good thing, and the observer should give me a chance to argue that point as long as I argue it in a proper manner. There is good reason for the fear that motivates people to prevent the freedom of speech necessary to allow for good debate. Just because you are using debate tactics with integrity doesn't mean you can debate whatever you want. Some people will demand that some things are unacceptable to debate. And if you are going to include topics that matter, then you will be forced to face off against these people regardless of the ethics that you apply to your debate. All right, 1 minute closing argument from Jay. I believe generating a channel with thousands of examples of ethical debate on both important and unimportant topics will set the tone for how people debate. People will watch these debates because most will be fun, and the ones that aren't will be thought provoking rather than offensive. I want the world to enjoy debate again and stop seeing it as a slight when presented with a thought that is contrary to what they believe. If I can create a YouTube channel that provides this example, then I think this will be beneficial to society. Communication is a necessary part of conflict resolution, and I think this is a fun avenue of increasing everyone's ability to communicate respectfully with those of opposing opinion. All right, now it's Grant's turn for his closing argument. I love the altruism of Jay's attempt to make debate better and easier for all of humanity, but it doesn't change the fact that the very tactics he will be showing the world aren't applicable in real world scenarios. The entertainment part of his channel is doable, and many people are bringing this in similar ways, if not in the exact same way. But this won't make the slightest impact on humanity for the good or the worse. If done correctly, it will be an excellent way for people to pass the time. But if one misstep is made, it will create enemies of many viewers while bringing the participants of the debates under fire. Even though I can't stop Jay from this endeavor, I can warn everybody that this has a million ways it can go south and only one way to go well. If it goes well, then I will be happy for Jay. But even if it goes as well as it possibly can go, it won't change the world one iota.